Dearest, most esteemed, highly honored, notable, and noble viewer, perhaps you ask, or have pondered the question, are all spirits alike? Well, not really. In the spirit world, in the energy world, and perhaps it will be helpful for elucidation, for integration, for assimilation within your mental thought complex to understand the word spirit as energy, energy from source. We are all source. Ultimately, all is energy. There is no race like with this physical body. Are all spirits alike? Is all energy alike? We are all equal in some ways, yet different in other ways, mostly at the level of capabilities. Spirituality and the energy that allows us to connect with God. As a soul in a human suit, in a human genetic vehicle, a container for consciousness, that is what this physical body is. It's a container for our soul, which is the go-between. The soul is that aspect that unites our consciousness in this body with our source aspect. So spirituality and the energy that allows us to connect with God. There are spirits who do not believe God exists. There are spirits who believe that they are it. Their ego has led them along the path of separation, mainly because they have lost their ability to feel the connection with the higher aspect, with the universal source consciousness. The galactic chakra for them has been severed through their own actions, through their own beliefs, through their own soul path. Because keep in mind, all souls have their own path. If you wish to explore isolation, if you wish to explore separation, darkness, and that aspect, the further you go along that path, the further you sever your connection back to the light, to the ultimate fountain of energy, which is source, which is Mother, Father, God. When you were told for the first time about God's existence, you knew deep in your heart it was true. Yet you also knew the road you were on was wrong. The feeling you had is multiplied 1,000-fold with those who are connected to spirit. I have walked in darkness. I have gone down that path. I have gone to the very gates of hell. And with the energy that I was exposed to, with the knowledge that I gained from that experience, to open that gate and go in and accept that path consciously, knowingly. Because as long as our free will has not been subverted, which that is why the Illuminati, the dark cabal, is in such dire straits that they are, because that's all they have done is subvert the free will of people and led them into that path of darkness, thinking that that was their only choice. Well, no, that's not true. You have that ultimate choice. But the feeling that I had was multiplied 1,000-fold, knowing that to open that gate to hell and cross into that threshold, across that liminal barrier into darkness, that I would be cutting myself off from source, knowingly. And that's why I try to persuade you, dear esteemed viewer, passionately, to always consider self-empowerment your sovereignty, and to know that the choices you make, they must be your choice, but to be in full knowledge of that choice. That is why I persuade you to join me in this path of ascension. I mean, when you're in your organized religion, you can always fake your beliefs to be accepted into that group. But this is the time of getting off the fence. This is the very darkest depths of the Kali Yuga, when each soul must make their decision. Yeshua said, "If thou art lukewarm, I will vomit you out of my mouth. Be thou hot or cold." You're going to do yourself a grave disservice, your soul path, your immortal energetic evolution, a grave disservice by thinking that you can just kind of wing it. You know in your heart, if you have closed that voice out and made your decision, make sure it's your decision, because when you're in an organized religion, you can always fake your beliefs, but you can't fake to your higher self, the energy of your own consciousness. And that is what this is all about. Source can see the energy of each spirit, and it is impossible to fake one's own energy signature. That is how this ascension happens, how the scan happens. When the magnetic flip of the planet happens and your ego is wiped out, because that is essentially what happens with these higher dimensional light energies. The ego illusion, 3D illusion is over with. That experiment is over with. So to be accepted among the ascendants, the metahumans, you have to be at or almost at the same level as Yeshua. There's no holding back. There's no scapegoats. So the ascended masters, the emissaries of lights, the metahumans, will always strive to help all levels of spirits to reach that level. But those who do not wish to join us, do not slow us down. Do not slow us down. So, this path of truth, you do not lie. It's all about integrity. Being enlightened has nothing to do with knowing everything. It is about being integrated within your own soul walk, your own soul path. Your ego is attached to this illusion. Anything that you fear is of the illusion. Because when you have accepted your soul path, connected to Source, there's no fear of death anymore. So take the fear of the unknown and the many experiences that you have had in your life and multiply that. Because when you are in integration, there is no experience of fear or other emotions. And if you do have a fear of dying, then you have entertained and kept illusion within your own soul path. And in the spirit world, without a doubt, death, when you are connected to Source, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that death is not the end in this 3D genetic vehicle. All right? So, please, kind of lost my train of thought, but that's okay. We are just spirits in the material world, all on our journey. And take your own divinity serious. There is an aspect within you that is of divine light. Pay attention to it. Hit the subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for further information dissemination broadcasts from the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for compassion, strength, and soul path walking.
Namaste, namaskar.